Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'm filming in the guest room of my house because as some of you may have noticed, whenever I film in front of my background, there's always a lot of interference, and that's because the Wi-Fi box is really close to my background. Hopefully it'll be moved eventually, but since this is a really requested video, I wanted to make sure that the audio sounded really good. That's why I'm in the guest room. So as you can tell by the title, today I'm going to be giving all of you some advice for writing the dreaded college admissions essays. But before I get into the prompts, I just want to give some general tips. Make sure that no matter what prompt you're answering it honestly and using your own voice and your own style. A lot of people get really caught up in trying to look like the perfect candidate, but really colleges just want to know more about you. The first prompt that I want to talk about is the personal statement, what's your life story, and pretty much any of the Common App prompts. The Common App prompts are all a little bit different, but they basically just want to know what makes you, you. I personally chose to write about my campaign and my interest in politics in that essay, and I talked about some specific moments in my campaign that were really important to me and really changed my life and impacted me. But most of you watching this probably haven't run for political office before, so I would suggest either picking your best story, the story that you can tell the best, the story that you think is the most interesting and that describes you as a person. Alternatively, you could pick a specific topic or interest that you have and talk about how your interest started and has evolved over time. It doesn't have to be a really intense, dramatic story. You can make it something simple. Just make sure that you show how it really impacted you. The next prompt that I want to talk about is the why do you want to go to blank school prompt. I got this prompt from the majority of private colleges that I applied to, and it can be a pretty tricky question to answer, especially if you've never visited the school before. But if you haven't visited the schools, definitely check out their website and talk to people that go there so that you can get a sense of what the school is actually like. For me, it was really hard to come up with something that was original for this question. So for most of these essays, I pretty much just described my first experience of the school and my first impressions and how I saw myself there. While this question does seem really boring, I think that it's really important because if you can't answer this question, in my opinion, you shouldn't be applying to the school in the first place. I know people that applied to 15, 20, even 25 schools, but I applied to less than 10 schools that I could really see myself going to. So with this question, really take your time to figure out if the school is in fact a good fit for you. The next prompt that I want to talk about is the what do you want to do with your future / what major do you want to be question. For me, this question was pretty easy because I did know what I wanted to do going into the college application process. But if you don't know what you want to do yet, then I would suggest talking about some things that you might be interested in. Just really try to explain why you want to do what you want to do and why whatever school you're applying to will help you to have the career that you've always dreamed of. For this question, I did talk about my interest in politics and communications when I was younger because I have been really interested in both of those things from a young age. So if you've known what you want to do with your future for a while, then it might be a good idea to talk about how you got interested in it. And even if you just recently picked your major, you should also talk about why you picked it and what you hope to do with your degree in the future. The last prompt that I want to talk about is the who do you look up to / who do you want to be for a day prompt. I got this prompt from I think 1 or 2 colleges. I think that the specific wording of the one that I got was which political figure would you want to swap lives with. I personally said that I would want to be George Moscone because he's someone that I've really admired and he's not someone that everyone knows about. As far as I know, he's only really well known in California. For this question, it's really important to really pick the person that you look up to the most. Even if you do look up to someone who's extremely well known, it's important to be honest with this question. Just try to be somewhat original with your answer and really explain why you look up to this person and how they've impacted your life. So those are all of the prompts that I wanted to talk about today. If you have any others that you want me to talk about, comment them down below and maybe I'll make a part 2 in a month or so. When I was applying to colleges, the essays were really intimidating and scary. And I know that they probably seem pretty intimidating and scary to a lot of you, but you have to realize that the essay is just one part of your application. So if it's not absolutely amazing, you'll still probably get into a lot of colleges. So don't try to be someone that you're not, but still try to make your essay somewhat interesting because college admissions officers usually read hundreds of these each night. So try to make yours somewhat memorable. So that's everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope that you all have an amazing rest of your Sunday and I'll see you all very soon with a new video. Goodbye.